Hey guys, it's me, Mario. And today, we're going to continue Arachnid, the king of spiders. Chapter 2, a party. How you guys doing today? Hope you're doing well. Just grab a drink real quick. Chapter 2, a party. Tired and hungry after their long journey, Tom, Elena, Storm, and Silver came at last to the town. It was surrounded by gray, forbidden walls, the same color as the mountains that stood behind it. But to Tom and Elena's surprise, crowds of people were moving through the main gates. "I wonder what's happening here today," Tom said, looking around. "Market day, perhaps?" Elena said. The smell of freshly baked bread waved towards them. Something in my eye. Tom's stomach rumbled. They hadn't had a good meal for several days, and the thought of food and a soft bed was very appealing. They followed the crowd and entered the town. Colored streamers hung merrily from the windows of houses. Flags lined the streets, rippling in the cool mountain breeze. Market traders were selling toys and trinkets, and jugglers performed on the street corners. Everywhere Tom and Elena looked there was music and laughter. People pushed and jostled, calling out to one another in cheerful voices. The street soon opened onto a brightly decorated town square. Wooden tables and benches lined the marketplace, and the smell of hot stew filled the air. "Come, friends," laughed a trader, offering Tom and Elena tiny candied apples. "2 pennies each. Long live the king." "Of course," said Elena. "It's the king's birthday. Everyone in Deviant will be celebrating." Tom quickly found a tethering post for Storm. "Hungry, are you?" He laughed at Silver, who had bounced on a chicken drumstick that had been dropped on the ground. I know how you feel. "Join us, travelers," called out a jolly-faced man at a nearby table. "There's plenty for all who call themselves friends of the king." Tom and Elena settled down on a bench and helped themselves to stew and bread. Silver sat at Elena's feet, patiently gnawing his chicken bone. The quest was still on Tom's mind, though, but he ate hungrily, watching and listening to the people around him. Although the merriment that filled the town was infectious, he noticed several uneasy faces and wondered if the townspeople were aware that an evil beast lived so close to them. Do you think they know about the spider? He asked Elena, leaning close to her. She shook her head. Why should they? Why should they? To most people in Ventia, the beasts are just myth. After the meal, tables were cleared away and games began. An archery target was set up on one side of the square, and a children's coconut shy on the other. The street entertainers were now in the middle of the marketplace, and the townspeople danced while red-faced town musicians played their instruments. Come and try the coconut shy, Elena said, dragging Tom from his seat. Look at the prizes! Lined up on the wooden table beside the coconut shy were numerous rows of small, barrel-like creatures made of clay. It's Nanook, Tom gasped, recognizing the famous beast. The last time he had seen the snow monster had been on the icy plains in the north, where he had freed her from Melville's evil curse. See what I mean? Said Elena. These people think the beasts of Viventia are just fairy tales, fit for children's toys. She seized 3 balls. Blinking at Tom, she let them fly towards the coconuts, one after the other. Thump, thump, thump. 3 large coconuts fell to the ground. The crowd around the coconut shy cheered. That was brilliant, missus, said a small boy, watching as Elena collected 3 little Nanooks from the stall holder. Thanks, said Elena. Here, she tossed the boy one of the toys. Thanks! The boy shouted happily. Tom watched as he scampered off, clutching his prize. It had been such a long time since he had been able to play with toys or have fun at a street festival. The quest had taken over his life. You get an extra prize for knocking off 3 coconuts, miss, the stall holder said to Elena. I do? Elena said, laughing as she gave away her remaining 2 Nanooks to the excited little girl and her brother. What is it? I wish. I wish, said the stall holder with this. I wish, the stall holder smiled. Bleh. I forget to drink and then I stumble over words and I do, Elena said, laughing as she gave away her remaining 2 Nanooks to an excited little girl and her brother. What is it? I wish, said the stallholder with a smile. Anything you fancy within reason, of course. Well, that's easy, said Elena, patting Silver as he frolicked around her feet. What I wish for is a good sleep on a comfortable mattress. We've been traveling for a long time, Tom explained. He wondered what he would say if the stallholder asked them where they were going. Their quest was a secret, after all, but the man simply nodded. Sorry about that. But the man simply nodded. Then a voice came from behind them. I have a spare room in my house. Tom turned to see a tall, thin woman with dark hair. She didn't return his smile. That would be wonderful, said Elena. Thank you. I am Dorina, the woman said. Please come with me. Can you tell that I'm struggling a bit? I'm struggling a little bit today. She turned and walked away. Her head down, she didn't look at the entertainers or musicians they passed. Tom and Elena glanced at each other. It was clear that Dorina was in no mood for celebrations. Tom felt a lurch in his stomach. Perhaps this was what he had been looking for. Someone who knew that danger lurked. Your town is very welcoming, Tom said, hurrying to catch up with her. Have you enjoyed the festivities? Dorina stopped. I have lost my friend, she said. There is nothing for me to celebrate. Tears filled her eyes. Ida went into the mountain caves, she exclaimed. I was there. I watched as her voice cracked. What happened? Elena said. She didn't come back, Dorina whispered, wiping the tears from her eyes. She went in search of the crystals that protect us, but there was some kind of earthquake. Rocks fell and blocked the entrance to the caves. Tom's skin tingled. Was this the beast's work? Why do you need protection? He asked. There is a giant spider living in the high forests. Dorina sniffed. I've heard it is called Arachnid. Tom and Elena shivered. The blue crystals in the caves are said to protect us, but strange things are happening in our town. Huge webs are spun around the walls in the night, and food is disappearing. Don't let these festivities fool you. We are all scared. We know that when the food is gone, the spider will come for us, and there is nothing we can do. Daylight was fading. A pale moon peeped out from behind the clouds, then vanished again. The mountains above the town looked vast and dark. Tom stared up at them. He could see the fringes of a great forest on the upper slopes, black and forbidding in the dusk. Somewhere among those distant trees, the beast was waiting for Tom. guarding the 5th piece of precious golden armor. Tom knew that to protect its prize, Marvel's evil beast would give its life. Would Tom have to risk his own to would Tom have to risk his own life to retrieve the golden gauntlets? And that was chapter 2. Sorry about my stuttering. But yeah. Why do I always do this with my hair? Oh well. There we go. Much better. Well, that was something. So it was King Hugo's birthday, so that's awesome that they have like a giant festival going on the king's birthday. But yeah. This was the first book that I've ever read of Beast Quest. But I'm struggling really hard. I don't know why. I've read this one the most, but I am still struggling to read it. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just excited that I'm almost halfway done with the books that I have of Beast Quest. Because after this one, there's one more, and then I'm halfway through the books that I have, so yeah. But yeah, I don't know what else to say. Than just, the usual liking and subscribing and all that. Now, hope you have a good day. But, bye-bye.